Well, the first thing you do when you're going to process once fired cases is you have to lube them before you deprime them and size the cases. Here I use a spray lube. I've used other lubes, but this is just more convenient for me. And you do not have to clean the cases. You just spray them down with this lubricant and let them set for a few minutes, and then you can start processing them. In my case, I do a full size because I have several rifles I use these in. So if you just have one rifle, you can just do a neck size on them. Here I'm setting my machine up with the primer pocket swag tool. You can do this other ways, but this one's more convenient for me and just works out better. And you only do this once, and then you can reload the cases without these added steps. And I'm doing a run through with the swag tool to show you how this works on this machine. You can use a drill and with a bit and do it by hand, but it's hard on your hands. I did put a container on top of the swag tool when it's finished to collect the empty cases. It seemed to work pretty good. It fills it up, and then you just empty it into a container and then keep going until you're completely done. Okay, I'm not going to go into details on how to set up the swag tool, but as you can see, you should follow the directions and for the final adjustments on that. So after I swagged all the cases, I have to size them to make sure that they're not too long and they fit in the chamber okay, because it could be very dangerous if they are long. And I noticed that the 5.56 cases tend to be a little longer than the 2.23, so I do a gauge to check the size, and then the long ones I will size in the next section. Here I'm using the Lee case sizing setup. I find this more convenient than the other types that are on the market. I'm not endorsing any products here, but I just find this one works best for me. You can see I'm setting it up, and then I will check them after I run through the cases to make sure that they're within specs on the gauge. And finally, when all these steps are done, I'm going to clean the cases and when you're cleaning the cases, it will take some of the burrs off of the swag end and off the trimmed end, and clean the cases up very nice. I run it about 3 hours. I do use car polish. It seems to work just as good as the stuff you can buy from the online companies, and cheaper. You only have to do these steps for once fired cases one time, and then you can reload them many times. In my case, I can reload them on my machine I clean them, deprime them, size them, reprime them, and load the shell, and they're ready to go again. I reload 3 or 4 times and check them to make sure the length is not out of specs and there's no cracks in the case. And I keep track of how many times I've reloaded a batch, because when they get too old, then I'll just toss them away. If you like this video, I will come up with others later on. Just hit the like button. Appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.